And this pile of nails is a representation of all the things I had to undo so that I could redo it correctly.
It's a new day and a new project here on the homestead.
We're building a chicken coop, and I am no carpenter, so my plans have been made mostly from watching other YouTube videos and past experiences.
So I kind of missed a little bit of the footage of Robert starting the first couple of walls over there, so we'll kind of give you a walkthrough of what he's done so far.
Missed the rated R version where I was cussing, so it's good.
Let's check it out.
Fairly simple design. It's just 2x4s. This is an 8-foot 2x4 on the top and on the bottom. And then I had to cut these ones down to fit the height that we needed, which is just over 6 foot. And they're spaced evenly 24 inches apart. So I made 2 of these walls. The one that's laying on the ground here is the front wall. It looks a little bit differently just because it's framed out for the door opening. Plan on having a roughly a 4-foot wide door. It'll be easy to swing open and then sweep out their litter and bring in new litter. And the 2 long walls will be 12-foot long, also spaced 24 inches in between each stud, except for where the windows will go and where the nesting box will go. I think I'm going to skip a stud there so that I can have a 4-foot section, or roughly a 4-foot section, to have the 4 nesting boxes. Overall, this is going to be just under 100 square feet of floor space. So we'll be able to accommodate roughly 35 to 45, maybe 50 chickens. I don't think that we're ever going to want more than that. If we ever decide that chickens are not our thing, this will be a great shed because it's going to be overbuilt. What I'm doing now is I'm marking the sill plate, or the bottom plate, where each of the wall studs will go. So at 2 foot, 4 foot, I'm going to skip 6 foot, go 8 foot, and then 10 foot. But I'm marking them now so that when I go back with the nail gun, I know exactly where they need to go. I can just line them up and shoot the nails in place. And it makes the assembly of the wall, really, this is probably going to take less than 2 minutes once everything is laid out and marked.
Hold it straight.
Yeah. Well,
Just hold it
you can just hold the square.
square.
I can watch what I'm doing now. There we go. Today is day 2 of the chicken coop build. I've got the chicken coop roughly framed together, put up. It's just held together by a couple nails for now. It's not a final resting home, obviously. We're not going to put it in the driveway, but I wanted to mock it up in a way that I could manufacture the trusses, the roof. That's actually probably the scariest part of this whole project, the most unsettling part of this whole project, because I have no idea what I'm doing. I watched a video on I believe it was the Hidden Creek homestead, where a guy was building a mobile chicken coop, and he has some good ideas there. So I think I'm going to follow what he did and see if I can make it work here. as of now, we've got all the roof trusses cut. I don't know if that's the technical term for them. That's what I'm gonna call them. We got all the roof trusses cut. So everything is kind of mocked up. Nothing on the roof is secured in place just yet. That's because we've got to move this whole thing to the chicken area where it's going to find its permanent home. So I didn't want to secure everything together, only to tear it all back apart. I only secured together as much as I needed to. So we're at a point now where other than framing in the windows and the nesting box, shouldn't take me too terribly long. Once that's done, we'll be ready to move, to disassemble, move this over, reassemble everything, and then start putting the siding and the roof on.
All of the bones of the chicken coop up, and now we are ready to disassemble this thing, move it over to the chicken area, and then put it in its permanent place. But first we have to do a little bit of groundwork to get the ground nice and level. So Robert's on the tractor. I'm gonna meet him over there and start getting this thing put together.
Alright, hey guys, what's up? It has been, now it's been probably maybe a week since I've touched the chicken coop, or at least since you guys have seen it. I've worked on it an hour here, an hour there. So I'm going to get you caught up on where we're at this far, and then what we're doing today. Yesterday I finished putting on the lid for the nesting box. So in total we've got 4 1 foot by 1 foot by 1 foot-ish nesting boxes. Should serve us well. We don't ever plan on having more than 40 or 50 chickens max at a time. Most of those, or a good part of those, might be meat birds anyway, so for the 25 or 30, 4 nesting box should be plenty. I've also installed a door, front door. What really drove this chicken coop idea was the fact that Brooke wanted to do the deep litter method, and for it to be easy to clean out, where she just come in with a big push broom or a rake and just kind of rake the litter out when it needed to be changed, or she could back up to it with side by side or push a wheelbarrow right up to the door and just kind of dump it in place and add a new layer of bedding. I'm still undecided if this 2x4 down here at the bottom, if we're going to cut that off so everything can sweep out nice and easy. So today we are working on something new that we've never done before. So I picked up a cheap airless spray gun from Harbor Freight. Wasn't entirely sure if it was going to do the job, or if I was going to need paint thinner to thin the paint out, or even if I bought the right kind of paint. But it seems to be doing the trick.
So in order to keep our chickens safe, we are putting some hardwire cloth in the holes of the windows so that when they are propped open, we don't have to worry about predators crawling through the windows. We are using a 1/2 inch hardwire cloth, and all we're doing is taking the window that we cut out and laying it right on top of the hardwire cloth and just cutting, leaving about 1 inch or 2 a perimeter all the way around this window so that we can staple it into the frame inside of the coop. Okay, so the next task is putting hardwire cloth over our open rafters up here. This is all open underneath where the roof meets the frame of the house itself. So we want to make sure that nothing can crawl and get up through those holes in the eaves. So we're just cutting down some more of this hardwire cloth and going to stick up there with some staples so that we can prevent any kind of climbing predators from coming in while our chickens are in here. Next step is adding our trim, which is kind of the finishing touch to the exterior. It will also help to reinforce our edges and give us something to attach our windows to, and door locks and hinges and that sort of thing. So I'm out here setting up our roosting bars for our chickens to sleep on at nighttime. I've already got one in place up here in the top. This one is probably about, I believe it was like 74 inches tall. And the theory is that I'm going to start them low to the ground. There's going to be 4, maybe 5 if I can squeeze them, that will be staggered all the way up to that last bar so that they can come and climb them like stairs. Chickens like to get high up off the ground at night when they sleep. I'm hoping that there will be enough distance between each bar that as they poop at night, they won't be pooping on top of each other, and that they'll just have plenty of room to spread out. And in my mind, this makes sense and will totally work. So we'll see if it actually does once the chickens move in. So we have our roosting bars all in place. I was able to put 5 of them, with the first one being probably about 24 inches off the ground. Most chickens will be able to get up to this one to stair step up to the top. If not, I have also added another bar at the nesting box that some may be able to jump up on. This one is probably more like 18 inches off the ground. So they should definitely be able to get up on this one, and they can use that to get up higher if they need to. I put this one here because our nesting boxes are a little bit of a narrow opening. So I just wanted to give them something they can get up here on first and then work their way into the nesting box so that they're not just coming in hot into the nesting box and hitting themselves or busting into eggs or whatever the case might be. I'm thinking I'm gonna go look in the garage and see if I could find an old piece of quarter round to put right here on the lip of this box to give it just a little something so that when the eggs are laid in here, they're not gonna roll out so easily. It'll just give it something that will catch. This is one of our dummy eggs. I just set it out here because our chickens are about to start laying, so I want to go ahead and start training them to these nesting boxes here. But you can see that if one gets kicked, it's just going to fall right out. So I'm probably going to put a little piece of something here so that that won't happen when we have multiple chickens going in and out of these nesting boxes.
Final piece of our install about to go on. Got a automatic solar paneled chicken door from Amazon. This one's an Audio Lab chicken coop door. This one was about $129 on Amazon. We'll put the link in the description below. Very easy install. Looks like 6 mounting screws. Trace and cut out the hole where it's going to be installed at. And then the solar panel has a bracket that has 2 screws to it, and then it just snaps in place. And then it's just you plug the solar panel into the door. There's a couple different settings that I haven't played around with yet, but there's a daylight setting. So when the sun comes up in the morning, the door will open. When the sun goes down at night, the door will close. Or there is a timer setting, so you can set it for 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. or whatever times you decide.
Alright, so finally our last walk around tour to give you guys one last glimpse of our chicken barn and how it turned out.
Down. So we made the door extra wide. This is a about 4-foot wide door. And then the inside of the chicken coop is 8 by 12, which is roughly 96 square feet, 100 square feet, which should be good for roughly 50 chickens. We could probably squeeze 60 in here, but I don't think our plan is to ever have more than 40 or 50 chickens at a time.
In this space.
In this space, yeah. We'll do probably dedicated meat birds at some point, and then just have our egg layers.
So our 2 windows, our 5 roosting bars, our extra little roosting jump pad there to get up to the nesting boxes. And that's pretty much it. We've got our brooder in there right now because we're keeping our chicks out here at night still.
We chose to go with an exterior paint in a satin finish. It's a little more durable. Should last several years. It's probably going to fade over time, but it'll be easy to repaint and touch up as needed.
Windows, like I said, just propped up with some wood right now, but we're going to add some latches on here so that they'll latch up here when we want them open and then latch down here when we want it closed. And
Just a little hook latch.
Yeah. And then the nesting box will have a latch on it as well, so that something can't just come open it up. Okay, we got the back side, just simple. We may eventually add like a little lean-to off the back here so that there's a sheltered area under here. The last side, just a window.
If you hung around this long, thanks for hanging around this long. We enjoy doing projects like this and sharing them with you. And this is the beginning to our infrastructure here on the farm. This is our first permanent, well, I guess the garden boxes are pretty permanent, but
as far as livestock goes,
yeah.
This was our first investment here. So on to the next project.
Yep. Yeah. What do you guys think we should build next? Curious. Maybe you'd be right, maybe you'd be wrong. Maybe you'll give us an idea that we didn't think about before. That's a wrap for this video, at least.
We will see you guys on the next video.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.